Hello everyone! And today we're back into another top 5, and we're talking about the top 5 Rageful Plushie Loomians. And these are Loomians that are able to utilize the Rageful Plushie very well. These are either Loomians with heavy bulk that can tank super effective hits, or Loomians that are able to get 3+2s very easily. So let's head right onto this list. So, number 5 on this list is actually going to be very interesting because it's going to be Rageful Plushie Himber. And I'm going to tell y'all, before I showcase this Loomian, I thought this was overrated and that this thing was actually not that good. Until I tried it. Himber with Rageful Plushie is actually really good. And the reason why it is because of its bulk, especially on the melee side. It has amazing bulk on the melee side. Pretty good, in fact, that I could actually live multiple super effective hits. And since it has Ice Earth Stab, it's able to hit pretty much anything in the game for neutral damage, which is insane. The fact that I can hit anything neutral is kind of insane. Like, there are not many other Loomians that can do that. Even better, it also gets boosted by Awakening, and Himber has priority, meaning that it actually has a lot going for it, despite not being the fastest Loomian. The only reason why it is still number 5 is because Himber has 45 speed, so it's very easily able to get revenge killed. But despite that, it could destroy so many Loomians one hit once it gets a Rageful Plushie boost. And it can lift a lot of melee hits. I mean, it lives a Tyrex and a Sea Drake hit back to back, which is just insane. And that's why Himber's in the number 5 slot. Number 4 onto this list is actually going to be Cressmere. Yeah, Cressmere Cracked is number 4 onto this list, and it makes sense. I was going to have this number 5, but I improved it onto the list because Cressmere is bulky on both sides. The reason why Cressmere Cracked is higher than Himber is because it is bulkier on both sides, and it has better speed, which definitely helps it out a lot. I think it's a little less harder than Himber, even though it has higher attack because of Awakening when Cressmere doesn't have it. But even then, this thing could still hit very hard. Plus, Cressmere has setup and slumber, which means not only you get your Rageful Plushie boost, but you can also get your Peace of Minds up to increase your range defense, meaning that you kind of don't die and you hit extremely hard after you get hit by a super effective move, which is kind of nuts. Once again, the reason why Cressmere is only number 4 is because metal types can kind of destroy it. And you're not able to one-shot most metal types after a Rageful Plushie boost, but even then, if there is not a metal type on their team, Cressmere, in case, aka Crack, not in case, can absolutely sweep any team, which is insane. And that's why Cressmere Crack is number 4. You could also include Cressmere in case and Cressmere Unleash onto this, but I think it's easier to use Cressmere Crack because it has the right amount of bulk and it hits very hard. So yeah, that's why Cressmere Cracked is over the other Cressmere forms onto this list. So yeah. Number 3 onto this list is actually going to be Gardrone. And yeah, Rageful Plushie pretty much makes Gardrone good because of its ability, Clutch. You have this as a lead, you get your Rageful Plushie after being hit by a super effective hit, and then you accelerate, and this thing can nuke anything in the game with +2 speed and +2 range attack. The only thing that can beat Gardrone after its Clutch ability has been used is actually priority, and that's kind of it. You could also, fire types are able to live most hits, but even then, Gardrone can do a lot of work. Gardrone is one of the scariest Rageful Plushie users just because of its ability, because you can make it sweep in the matter of one attack, and you can prevent other sweeps. In this case, this Garbantus set up the +4. But since I have the Clutch ability, I'm able to use to accelerate and live the hit and then reverse sweep this guy's team. Gardrone is definitely one of the most interesting Loomians because it might be worse than Himber and Cressmere, but as a Rageful Plushie user, I think it does better than the other 2 Loomians overall. Even though I think Cressmere Cracked and Himber might be better, it's easier to use Rageful Plushie with Gardrone, and that's why it is actually higher than those other 2 Loomians I just mentioned. So it makes the number 3 spot. Number 2 onto this list is actually going to be very odd, because it's going to be Colossal Chops. Colossal Chops makes sense to be on this list, because it has frail armor, meaning it can get hit by a melee attack, Brawn Boost, Rageful Plushie, which means you get +1 speed and +4 melee attack. And my goodness, when you have that, this thing is a sweeper. This is pretty much Himber but better. Yeah, and with better, and probably with better coverage too, which makes Colossal Chops amazing. And it's mainly because of frail armor. If it wasn't for frail armor, this would probably be number 4, and Cressmere Crack would be above it. But frail armor gives it that +1 speed, making it outspeed a lot of threats, turning it into a sweeper in the matter of 1 attack. And its melee defense is very high too, meaning that just like Kimber, you're going to be able to live a super effective hit on the melee side really well, which helps a lot, meaning it's just easier for you to get your +1 boost. And the only flaws is that hits on the range side are kind of a nightmare. You don't want to take any hits on the range side, and you'll probably die. That's the only reason it is not higher than number 2, but even then, I think even if it had a higher range defense, number 1 would still be better than it. Despite that, though, Colossal Chops is one of the best Rageful Plushie Loomians in the entire game because of frail armor and brawn boost, putting Colossal Chops into the number 2 slot. The honorable mentions onto this list are actually going to be Terracino. So yeah, Terracino makes sense. It's a very bulky Loomian that can bequeath its stats to other Loomians. And since it's so tanky, it's able to live pretty much any super effective hit, especially with its ability Enchanted Coat. I mean, in this case, it lives a Specialization Cycle Slap Metatoad. Keep in mind, Specialization Cycle Slap one-shots pretty much anything in the game, and it lived. So yeah, it's an honorable mention. Another honorable mention is Mutagon. I was thinking about putting Mutagon at number 5, but I kept it off because of how I was impressed with Himber, and also Mutagon is kind of an uber, so not many people use it anyway. But yeah, Mutagon being one of the best Rageful Plushie users definitely makes sense. It's so tanky, especially with the tank ability, and the fact it can brawn boost and quick punch, meaning it can pretty much sweep very easily with Rageful Plushie, especially on a tank Mutagon. So yeah, those are our honorable mentions. The best Rageful Plushie Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy is Pyroline. I don't think anyone's too shocked that Pyroline is number 1, because it has very good bulk on both sides because it's high HP stat, hits extremely hard, and has an ability which actually nullifies one of your weaknesses. Even better, it gives you a range attack boost. So you can get +3 in 1 attack. Not just +2, +3 because of Fanning Flame. And since you have one of the highest range attacks in the entire game, oh boy, this thing can absolutely sweep. And if you can get a piece of mind off, oh boy, this thing suddenly cannot die on the range side. It can live a lot of melee hits on the melee side as well, but not as well as on the range side. It also has Rejuvenate, meaning it can heal its health back. So yeah, this thing hits very hard, very bulky, and can easily get its +2 off. Even better, since it has Fanning Flame, not only it nullifies its air weakness, it also makes it its strength, giving you a free +1, giving you even higher ranged attack. That's what makes Pyroline so good. It might be one of the best Baris in the entire game because of Fanning Flame. But not only that, it's also the best Rageful Plushie Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. So here it is, Pyroline, the best Rageful Plushie Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. What are some other Loomians that can use Rageful Plushie down below in the comments below, and I will respond to them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me talking about the Rageful Plushie Loomians, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!